I think this is a good place. There's a lot of people coming by. Let's see. Let's see if anybody stops.
Why are you not vegan?
You want to have a conversation with me? Okay.
I love meat.
You love meat? But do you love what happens to animals for meat?
Sorry.
No?
Yeah, it's kind of life, you know?
That animals are abused? Hey, Mike. So, hi. Double the vegan and public outreach goal. Yes, Mike, I am making that. Let's go. Let's see who will stop actually, because I have the sign that says, "Why are you not vegan?" And some people are intimidated by the sign. Let's see. You guys want to have a conversation with me?
Hi.
Hi.
You're standing here for a long time already.
Yeah, you want to have a conversation with me?
Is this online?
Yeah.
Oh,
No?
rather not, but good luck, eh?
Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Nice. Why are you vegan?
Because I can't accept the way people are treating animals in this world. It's
I
just,
love it.
I don't want to be participating in it.
How long have you been vegan for? Come here. Sit with the back. Sit with the back to the camera. Just no. Okay.
No, but-
How long have you been vegan for?
7 years?
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think it's not that hard. It's just in the beginning it's different, but
Exactly.
after a while it's normal.
Exactly. Nice. Well,
Enjoy
keep
your
spreading the
day.
word. Thanks. You too. There was a girl here. She didn't want to be on camera, but she was already vegan. You guys want to have a conversation? There's a lot of people. Let's see how many stop. Come have a conversation with me. Come talk to me. So why are you not vegan?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it?
Because everybody that's vegan is stupid.
Okay, why do you say that? Do you like animals?
Yes, I like animals.
So what is it which animals do you like more than others?
I like the red panda more than panda.
Okay. Would you be okay if somebody took the red panda's life for no reason, just because they wanted to?
But
Would you be okay if somebody took the life of the red panda for no
No.
reason? No. So this is why we are vegan, because we don't want any animals to have their lives taken for us. What do you think veganism is, by the way?
that you not eat animals and eat plants.
That's a good start. Why do you think we do that?
I have to go.
We do that because we don't want animals to be exploited and to be suffering
Yeah.
and to be killed for us. Do you want animals to be killed for you?
No.
Then it seems like you should be vegan then. That's all it is. It's not a diet. It's not a choice. It's just about the animals. We don't want animals to die for us.
Okay. Okay, I have to go.
You have to go. Bye. I don't know where I was going with that favorite thing. I was trying to do something like sky, but it didn't land. Wanna have a conversation?
Where we go?
Yeah, Mike, he was like, the seed has been planted, says Mike. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she, she, I don't know. They came and they were pretty upset and like, because vegans are stupid. And then once they learned what veganism is, they're like, okay, I don't want animals to die for me, to be abused for me, so pretty easy. I guess a lot of these kids have misconceptions about veganism. Let's see. You guys want to have a conversation with me? Okay. I keep getting good job. I don't want a good job. I want conversations. You guys want to have a conversation with me?
I am already vegan.
You're vegan? Why are you vegan?
It started with my daughter.
Okay.
She quit eating anything with animals.
Okay.
So, and after 1 year, I thought she's right. It's not okay to eat meat of another living animals. So,
What about dairy and eggs?
no, I never liked it, so I didn't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what
For me,
happens in the
was-
dairy industry, for example?
You mean eggs, butter,
Yeah.
that kind of? No, I don't use it. I use it only vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you do it for health or for the animals?
Both.
Both.
Yes.
Both. That's cool. That's cool. Do you find it hard?
Hard?
Hard, yeah.
No, no, no.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
easy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's easy, yes.
It's easy. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
live vegan. Nice. Seems like there's a lot more vegans than I expected. I have other signs with me. Do you guys think I should use a different sign? It's just that I did not get the printed version of the questions that I normally ask. So the questions are normally on my phone, and the phone is set on a tripod and filming me. So that's why I'm using this sign right now. But I think I might use the social experiment one and just ask them about animals, like what Cliff does, the whole what do you think about animals, and what do you think about animal abuse, and all that such. But let's see, there's enough people. Maybe more people will stop by. It's insane how many people there are. You want to have a conversation with me? You want to have a conversation with me? At least they see veganism, don't they? And they see me being all buff. And they're like, okay, vegans can be buff and smart. Yeah, Martin has it right. See what happens. I like it when the vegans want to talk. Yeah, nerds. It's nice. I think a better sign would have been if you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser. That would have attracted more people. Let's see. Hey, Cuabella. Yeah, most people just move on. You wanna have a conversation? Are you vegan? Why not? You don't like animals? Can we see the sign? Yes. It says, why are you not vegan? I see it mirrored. I hope you guys see it properly. But I think I will change the sign because this sign doesn't work, and there's just so many people that it's a pity to use this sign. We're gonna have some conversations. We're gonna have some people. Let's see. I might get the questions wrong at first, but now I'm doing a social experiment. So let's see. When did you start your YouTube channel? Nice to meet you. Hey, Big Chilling. Are you vegan? You're welcome here even if you're not vegan. Maybe you learn a bit. But, you know, why are you not vegan if you're not vegan? It's only logical to be vegan. It's the next logical step. I think you are, based on your messages. I started my YouTube channel about a year ago, and well, I started maybe a year and a half ago, and I was only doing shorts, and then I started doing long form content since September. So, yeah. I do some of these conversations with people sometimes. You guys wanna try? Yes, sir. Vegan all day. Like it. Subscribe. You guys want to try?
Yeah, why not?
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think about animals?
Animals.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
You think they're great?
Yeah.
I think it really differs what kind of perception. I think no, I think it really varies what kind of thing you think about them. I like some interaction with animals, but I also like eating animals occasionally. I think we are being cruel to them on one floor. On the other thing, where I see the necessity. Yeah, so I think a bit more ambiguous.
Okay.
Maybe some of them are nice and some aren't. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of what I was leaning towards anyway. The animals that we eat, and it seems like you already got there. So let me ask you, what is it about the animals that we eat that the animals that you don't eat? What is the difference between them that justifies killing one and not the other?
Culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
But do you think we need to consume animal products?
No.
We don't, right? So given that we don't, it means every time we do consume animal products, we make a conscious choice to kill animals, right?
Yeah, but I had a discussion about this a few days ago. I think a lot of people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
Also because they think that that also the butchering of animals is more of a mechanical thing.
Yeah.
But and then I had a discussion that I thought it would be nice if people actually would once in their lifetime butcher their own animals just to get more in touch with it. And then another one posed a counter argument where they said that would mean that we would live in a world where people would the people who would be a bit more cruel, who would find this not really a problem, have the luxury to eat, and that was also an undesirable outcome.
I think for myself, maybe I'm not so much against killing animals.
Okay.
We kill mice because they give us all kind of stuff.
What about animal exploitation?
Well, animal exploitation is something different because maybe it's too much, and I think we should care for our animals. But we're also like killing wild animals to sustain ecosystems.
Yeah, none of
and
it
that's
is good.
something. No, that's something I think is really good because you need to keep the nature and our nature in balance.
Okay.
So if we're putting it out of balance one way, keep it in balance so that it can consist. And what is different is that I think we should care for our animals. And so, but if we care for them, and then we can also, in a good way, kill them and eat them.
Okay. I want to ask you what's a good way to kill an animal, but let's start off a bit.
Okay.
Let's go up a bit. Like, do you guys like dogs?
Yeah, for me they're fine. But
Would you eat dogs?
Yes.
no, but I think it's more of also of a cultural thing.
You yes, you no. Where would you stop? Which animals would you not eat?
Humans.
Humans. Okay, humans. Perfect. Let's start with humans. Okay. What is it about human beings? I'm just gonna. This is a thing called name the trait. It's very common, right? Which it says, what is it that a human being has that an animal doesn't? That if that human being loses it, you would be okay with killing the human being.
I thought about this too, but I think there's nothing but the concept which is attached in my mind to a human being that that
It's just a
varies.
concept,
Yeah.
isn't it, right? Because the reality is that if we say intelligence, there's less intelligent human beings.
Yeah.
If we say sentience, where animals are also sentient, so then there isn't really a big difference between human beings and animals that justifies the difference in
The,
treatment.
the question is, if there would be a difference, would that be okay to exploit them then?
Well, the question is the difference significant enough that warrants exploiting them for nothing, basically, for optional products, right? Because if you think about it, we don't need meat, we don't need animal products, we choose to, so they're optional, these products.
But that's
But
where
what-
I
yeah.
agree with my friend. I think the killing and the exploitation are two separate things.
Yeah.
I would love to eat meat, which is which an
Which is
animal
part
has
of
lived
the
for.
and it's
on
part
an
of the
okay way.
ecosystem as well. Like we don't need animals, but in our nature it is also based that we eat animals.
Yeah, but in nature, there's a lot of weird things happening in nature, right? Like we can't use nature to justify what we choose to do, right?
Yes,
Because
but
in
like,
nature,
in some
and-
kind of ways we can. Because if we live like things happening in nature, we are part of an ecosystem. We are part of
But imagine,
nature.
imagine this. Imagine this. Animals in nature, they rape each other, right? Imagine
Yeah.
a person who rapes another person going in front of a judge and saying, in nature, animals rape each other. Therefore, I should be able to do it also to other human
Yeah, but
beings.
this is
You know what
apples
I mean?
and pears.
Why is it bad? Like, why is it? Because if I ask you why rape is bad for human beings, the same can be applied because the human who did not give consent towards
But
the
if-
sexual activity, and they do not like it being done, they suffer from
Okay,
it.
so we
Animals
should-
suffer in the same
So
way.
we should stop. Now you're saying we should stop.
I think we all agree
tigers
that
eating.
raping animals is bad.
No, I'm
No,
saying
we should stop tigers eating sheep.
I think if we can stop tigers eating sheep, yeah, maybe we should. But that's not the point in the matter, right? The question is, why are you two, knowing that it's optional, knowing that you can survive and thrive without it, and knowing that sentient individuals, such as yourselves, but maybe less intelligent, are dying for you, why are you choosing for them to die for you?
Because I think it's part of the ecosystem of nature, and I'm part of nature as well.
Are you? Do you
And I
feel
feel like a
is
predator,
there any
yeah.
nature around us? Because if you take nature, then you say it's part of the ecosystem and it's part of nature. Nature doesn't say we can fly, so we shouldn't be able to fly.
No,
Nature
true.
says
We
we
shouldn't
shouldn't
fly.
be able to be floating on these things on the water that we float on boats, right?
Yeah.
So. This is called an appeal to nature. We shouldn't justify what we do just because it happens in nature. You see what I mean?
No, that's true. But I think we should stop exploitation, and we should accept our nature, and live in that kind of way. And that's the
So
thing.
how would you see that happening? Like, let's say we don't exploit the animals. How would you see this happening? Because the reason why animals are exploited in the first place is because there's so much demand.
If we
for
do it, if we eat like once in 2 weeks, and we just eat wild meat, I think we can justify it perfectly.
Okay. And do you think to the animal, like, let's say you have in front of you right now, just throwing a hypothetical out there, you have vegan food that is great, all the nutrition that you need, and it tastes excellent, and then you have a wild animal in your backyard.
Yeah.
Would you pull the trigger to kill the wild
Maybe
animal?
because maybe it's good for the wild animal to die for other
on,
animals
you know
to
it
live.
isn't.
No, it is. It is. Because
I
if
think
we
those are
if
part
we
of the
don't
ecosystem, yeah.
kill a lot of animals in our ecosystem, if we keep like deers in our forests and we keep them there, the forest will be destroyed because we
Yeah.
need top predators.
But
And
why
we're
do
one
you
of
think?
them.
Let me ask you this, because do you believe in evolution?
Yeah.
I suppose you do. Okay, so I suppose you do too, right?
Yeah.
All of us were on Earth all at the same time, right? All
Yeah.
of us, animals, we all evolved at the same time. We as humans evolved intelligence, right? Why is it that we as humans, just because we developed intelligence, decide that we are the deciding factor of what happens to these wild animals? If these wild animals multiply in the forest and they throw out the balance, the ecosystem out of balance in some form or another, it's their right, like we did too.
But maybe-
we threw the ecosystem out of balance too. Why is it
but
that
was that
we have the
alright?
right and then no?
Was that all right? Was it
I don't
was it
think
all
it's-
right that we threw it out of balance?
I
But
don't
that's a
think
different
it's-
problem,
No,
right?
we're part of the balance.
Yeah,
we're
but
it.
You use it as an argument
We're not
too.
part of the problem, right? Because the reality is that when you buy meat from the supermarket, you don't buy for any ecosystem whatsoever.
No,
these
and now
cows
we're
are
making a point.
these cows are being kept in closed containers.
Yeah.
They are being forcefully bred. They are being exploited. They are being slaughtered. Do you know about the dairy industry, for example?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know what happens in the dairy industry.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you in a nutshell, because I just want you to at least to walk out with some information going from here. So cows produce milk for their child.
Offspring.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I found out later in life. I was like, it took me 30 years to find that out. And so what farmers do, they forcefully impregnate them. Somebody puts their hands in their anus, holds their cervix, and injects bull semen. That's the forceful insemination.
Why would you put your hand in their anus?
Because they need to hold the cervix so that they can inject bull semen in their vagina.
But
That's
that's
not-
on itself. It's
That's
not
not
bad.
what other cows do, right?
I mean,
And
that
it's
is
also not bad.
It-
We're
it-
also putting our hands in people when they need
yeah,
an
but
operation.
it's against their consent, isn't it? So
Yeah, okay, but yeah.
maybe you don't see it as bad, but maybe to them,
Okay,
they.
but can a cow ever consent to this?
I mean, they can, right? The cow
Oh.
will consent to when a bull will sit on top of them and have sex,
do you
right?
think is that why is that conscientious then? How do we know if an animal gives consent?
Yeah.
Because it is very difficult for us to measure their emotional capacities.
I
don't
mean,
know
I
if,
think
if the
amongst each
bull
other-
gets- I think bulls are quite rapish too.
Yeah.
How do we know when
there's
the
consent?
cow would give
Yeah.
consent?
I mean, first of all, I think that consent can be given, and cows have their own language, right? They speak to each other. They have their own mannerisms and their own body language that they themselves understand amongst each other. I don't personally know how a cow would give consent, but I am sure that there is a way that they do give consent amongst each other, right? Because just like when you see a dog that's in heat and the dog that isn't, and then they try to hump them, they will just try to bite them off, right? That means no. So maybe that's exactly what a cow would do, the same, right? It's very similar.
Well,
just
I
saying no.
actually think that, just as you said previously, that I think that rape is a very big part of the reproducible scheme of animals. But I think that that's a bit beside the point. That's not
But
really relevant.
but moving on, let's
Yeah.
say with this you don't necessarily find it that I personally find it very bad. But let's say you don't find that very bad. Well, when the baby is born after 9 months, the gestation period is very similar to humans, 9 months. After 9 months, when the baby is born, because the milk has to go for human consumption, the baby gets separated from the mother, so they almost never drink their baby's mother. Some farms they say they do, but barely.
Yeah.
And if the baby's a male, they go to the slaughterhouse, they get killed because they're useless for the industry. If the baby's a female, they get put in the same cycle as their mothers. Year over year, forceful impregnation, having their babies taken from them up until like 6 or 8 years, depending on the farm, depending on the breed. And when the farmer can no longer justify keeping them financially, they go to the slaughterhouse also.
Yeah.
And so that means around 6 to 8 years old, and they can live up to 20, so they don't live even half their life. So would you classify any of this as animal abuse?
Yes.
Yes, all.
Yeah. Would you yourselves be against animal abuse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you
Yeah.
can be against animal abuse while at the same time you pay for products that sponsor animal abuse?
there's-
I think you can, but I don't think it's good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's a
quite
bit of
often there's
hypocritical, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
hypocritical.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do about this?
Eat less meat, maybe.
Eat less meat and dairy
From the supermarket.
from the supermarket.
Yeah, or like from exploited animals.
And
Yeah.
while eating less is obviously a better solution than eating more, right? I'm not going to deny that. But do you think that to the one animal that goes into a slaughterhouse for you, it matters that you ate less or that you eat more? Because they go into the slaughterhouse that one time that you choose for them to go into the
Yeah, but
don't-
there are also ones saved because I eat less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think
You can
I
choose
don't-
to see that, but
I for me, it's just about how I feel about myself, and I think that I will never be good in every way.
Yeah.
We were just at a protest, and we felt also a bit bad because we do sympathize with one part, but also with the other.
Yeah.
If I will be sad until I do everything good, I will not be able to cope, and I think that's part of the problem. There's so many factors here. There's a housing crisis. There's an energy crisis. There are two
wars.
major wars
Yeah.
going. There's also climate change. I know I could be doing better, but I also choose to. Yeah.
To live in a way that it's also you need to cope with yourself as well. So you
Yeah.
need to say to yourself sometimes like it's okay for now that in this system I'm choosing this directions, although I know that it's hypothetical or I know that it's bad.
yeah. Yeah, but the
And
only
it's-
difference
the only thing we need to do is that together and all together, I think we need to strive for a situation where we change the whole system so that we as individuals will not have the position to make such hard choices.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but the only problem is that we cannot make a system change when most of the people demand this, right? We live in a capitalistic society, and that unfortunately means supply and demand. So that means that if more people demand animal products, more animals will go into these practices.
Yeah,
right?
but this
but
is why we
that's
have
not
governments, right?
necessarily-
This is why
Well, government.
we
do
have
you think-
democracy as
Do you
well.
think any government will go against the will of the people? Like, not even 3% of the population is vegan. Imagine, would you think governments will say 97? Will go against 97% of the population and say,
Well, it's not against. No, that's where you're making a weird connection, because it's maybe more out of that 97%. They're not against a ban on eating meat. They're just in the system.
they're just in the system. So what you're saying, okay, but let's assume for a second, because you yourself, you have these choices. You have a choice where you can choose not an animal product. You can choose a vegan product, right? Do you guys live here?
Yeah.
Albert Heijn is full of vegan products nowadays, right? It's literally just moving your hands from one aisle to another. That's all it is, right? So you already have this option. Why do you want the governments to force you into
No, I
this
don't.
system?
I want them to stimulate me.
You want them to stimulate.
Yeah,
you.
even
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
So
and
I want.
especially in a world where you said, okay, we live in a capitalistic world.
Yeah.
I want what's a prikkel? I want the positives and negatives in the
Push,
system.
maybe.
Yeah, the push to be distributed differently, because I think that ask and demand. It sounds like that's just a law of nature, but those are quite often really made in the system. Like there are some borders where governments can interfere, and I think with something like a meat tax, you can change demand, and of course. Demand comes from. Demand is created by ask, but it also works the other way around.
But you see, everything that you're saying and you're doing right now is a way of absolving yourselves of the responsibility that you have. You're trying
partly,
to
sure.
to say that
Yeah.
it's not my fault, it's the government's fault, right?
No.
But the
No,
reality,
we say that the solution is with the government.
Yeah.
The solution is not with the
the eventual solution will be involving governments also. But
Yeah.
at this point in time, the movement is very small, and at this point in time, we need more individuals to make a choice, to make the choice to not put these animals into slaughterhouses, to not exploit these animals, right? So if you yourselves are for animal rights, if you yourselves think that animals deserve to live just like us, then perhaps you should not participate in a system that exploits and abuses animals.
Or try it and make it happen in different ways.
Is there a good way of killing an animal? Like, let me ask you, would
No,
you rather kill
but there's different ways in creating a situation to make myself change to make better choices. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's clear.
I did not understand that.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Neither did I.
Yeah. No.
Maybe.
No, I'll just
Maybe
leave you
it's
with
not.
this. As far as you understand your responsibility in the matter,
Yeah.
as far as you understand that what these animals go through, I'll give you some resources to look further into it, because I feel like I don't meet a lot of people that care on the street, and it's nice to see two people that care, two intelligent people, and I want you to look more into it and find out all that is happening, and then you decide for yourselves if you want to be part of it, right? I mean, I think it's as simple as that, because animal agriculture is such a big industry, by the way, because you say that our government should be against it, but animal agriculture finances a large portion of governments. Animal agriculture has a lot of subsidies, and even when they cut one subsidies, you saw where the farmers started protesting on the streets and what's happening.
Yeah, especially in the Netherlands, it's a huge industry which barely makes profits, mostly run on support from either European or national systems.
Exactly, and they finance a lot of.
And this is also something you say, okay, ask and demand.
Yeah.
This is not an ask and demand driven market.
It's not. It's
So
not.
I think that is something where a government, if you pay the fair price for a burger, and that would be $25,
It
euros,
would be
whatever,
way easier to
make
But
make
nobody,
a choice.
nobody
yeah.
would pay. That's why they're doing it this way, right? So this industry would basically die out if the government does this.
Yeah,
but then the
true.
government would be responsible. So we need more people on this side of the aisle.
Yeah, true.
And then at some point, we will have to reach the government. Let me give. Are you guys together? Should I give you just one card?
Yeah, I think
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Dogs, cats. Which one do you prefer?
For me, it's cats.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
let's
go
go
with
with
cats.
cats. Okay. So let me just tell you real quick what you find on this card. So if you go right here, if you scan this, or go on this 3movies.wtf and put in this code. Everything that I'm going to mention is free, by the way, right?
Okay.
So you have resources on how to be vegan. There's a thing called Challenge 22. If you subscribe to it, they send you recipes and they hook you up with a nutritionist for free for 22 days onwards every day. There's also personalized help there. If you scan this or go here and type this code, somebody will log in with on the Discord server to help you even further. Professionals, nutritionists, there's a lot of people in that Discord server. And one thing that I want you guys to watch is if you put in that code right here, I'm sorry for repeating it just to be short, if you scan this or put in this code here, everything that I mentioned so far is there regardless if you put in the code. But if you put in this code, you will find a movie called The Most Important Speech You Will Ever Hear. It's just a speech from a guy held at a university. He discussed exactly what happens about the practices in animal agriculture. It's not gruesome. It's just describing what happens. Promise me you'll look at that, find out what happens, and then decide for yourselves if you want to be part of it. Okay?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Rijk.
Gaik?
Rijk, yeah.
Rijk. Rijk. Nice to meet you, Rijk.
And Thomas.
Thomas, nice to meet you, Thomas.
What's
I'm
your
Chip.
name?
I'm Chip.
Hi, Chip.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
This is my YouTube channel, Vegan Power Lab. I think you guys are live now, so you
Okay,
can also
nice.
say hello to
Hello.
everyone. Yeah. Thank you so much for being open-minded. Look into it and, act if you don't want to be part of it.
Thank you
okay?
for the conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Hey,
Have a good
have a
day.
good one. It was a pretty good conversation, I think. So one thing, guys, please don't ban anybody. You can silence them in the chat, but let them watch if they want to watch. Just so that, the whole point of it is to get more non-vegans to watch, okay? I appreciate everybody who's here and helping out and moderating and everything. So, thank you, Martin. Let's see if we can get another conversation. Banning still lets people watch, says Jordan Banger says Chip is a gay. That's okay, Jordan. I'm not gay, but even if I were, so what? Why is that a problem? Do you have a problem with gay people? I don't. Matt Shah says, very good outreach, please upload. I will upload that one, yeah. Martin silenced somebody because they were insulting Mike. Yeah, please be nice, guys, in the chat. If you're gonna insult people, you may get silenced. Mobius Maximus, can't believe people don't know what consent is. Yeah, some people don't know what consent is. Well, they do know. I think these guys were pretty on point. They were pretty intelligent people, I think. The sign is better. You want to have a conversation with me? Yeah, nice. Hey, what's your name?
Tanya.
Tanya, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What do you think about animals?
I think animals are cute mostly.
Okay. And what's your stance on animal abuse?
I think it should be regulated by government because sometimes we just need to make more laws to control this because in some countries it's totally legal to produce a lot of mostly considered illegal animal meat or some other resources. So we need to manage this industry, restrict some places for hunting because there are a lot of I don't know what examples to make. Mostly sharks are killed for their meat near Japan, Korea, somewhere like that, and nozzles in other sea creatures. I think those places need to be more restricted for hunting and etc. It's not the only place that has these problems with hunting, but it's the only one that comes to my mind.
Would you say you're against animal abuse?
Yes.
You're against. Okay. And I want to ask you a question, and I'm not trying to catch you up on this one. I used to participate in it too, but what do you think about the animals that we send into slaughterhouse for us?
Uh, can you please explain more, like?
Yeah, so
what
the
you mean?
animals that we eat, the animals that we farm, would you say that we're abusing them?
I think I'm pro ethical farming. I don't know. It's like, well, in my country, we have a lot of people in countrysides that produce like ethical farmings. We have a lot of land actually, so we can afford to build nice places for our animals to live and produce like homemade milk without abuse. So, for example, almost every grandmother in my country has her own like cow, and she feeds her well, she treats her well, so she gets nice and warm milk, and it lives its peaceful life, and it's not used for meat because its purpose is to give us milk, and that's kind of good.
Let me ask you, why do cows produce milk?
Why? What?
Why? Why do cows produce milk?
Cows produce milk to feed babies.
Yeah, exactly. Does your grandma have the babies with the cow?
No, she doesn't.
Okay. So would you say that separating the baby from the mother isn't already abusive?
Probably it's different because the if the cow has like little, I don't know what to call it. Okay, child.
Yeah.
It's usually with her mother, with its mother. It feeds from her, something like this. It grow older, and when it does not need milk anymore, it just goes and eats with the rest of the cows. But while it's little, we keep them together, and it feeds on his or her mother.
That's what you would want to think, but in the dairy industry, if you buy, like for example, milk products from a supermarket, that is very far from that happening.
Yes.
In the dairy industry, cows are forcefully impregnated. Somebody literally puts their hands in their anus, holds their cervix, and injects wool semen. When the baby is born, so that they're pregnant, because farmers don't just wait until cows want to have a baby. It's a business to them, right? So when the baby is born, the baby is separated from the mother because the milk has to go for human consumption. The baby is fed formula, and they stay separate from the mother. Usually the cows you see them mourning for a period of time, and a lot of the times they're sad because of it. And if the baby's a male, they go to the slaughterhouse, they get killed. Maybe in some good farms, as you mentioned it, not instantly, but rather after a year or so. But always they get killed because they're useless to the industry. And you can ask yourself, if you go back home into your country or where you said you're from, if you see, do you ever see male cows? Because if you think about it, the population should be at least 50-50, right? There should be 50 male cows, 50 female cows. But somehow most of the cows that we see are female cows. But that is happening because most of the male cows get slaughtered before they even reach maturity, or barely when they hit maturity. So all of this is part of the dairy industry. And after 6 to 8 years, the dairy cows also go to the slaughterhouse because they can no longer be financially viable for the farmer. The farmer cannot sustain paying them to keep them alive, cannot sustain feeding them to keep them alive. So they kill them. They go to the slaughterhouse also. And they can live up to 20 years so that they don't live even half their life. Would you say any of this is abuse?
As I said before, I'm like pro ethical farms. Like we keep them as mostly like pets, but they give us milk too. So we treat them equally to cats and dogs. I don't know. We just call them cute names, pet them, because if a cow hears some chewing voice, the milk will be better, and that's how we know their condition is stable and fine. So I don't know about like manufacturing, because yeah, I think we should probably control this more. But personally, I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm not really into the milk.
Also, you don't consume dairy products.
Yes, just because of my health, so I don't really know in what conditions they are treating
Fair.
cows for milk. So yes,
What about meat and other products? Do you eat those?
yes, I do.
Do you think the animals that are killed for meat deserve to die?
I wouldn't say deserve, but they didn't do like anything at all. They don't gain consciousness enough to understand that they
They're
will be.
sentient. Do you know what sentience is?
Can you please explain in more like simple words or synonyms?
So sentience is exactly like consciousness.
Yes, they feel when they.
It's awareness
yes.
of their surroundings. They have emotions. They feel, they feel happiness. They feel sadness. They feel pain also. So.
At this point, I'm standing on the choice that if a person needs to consume meat, because sometimes it's not really easy to go vegan, fully vegan, without I don't know, any like
Supplements.
yes, because in like countries of second, third world, it's not always like available to get some nice vitamins, to get something to feed on, and probably the meat is like the cheapest options to good calories that are fulfilling you and making you grow stronger. So, in my opinion, we should just increase the quality of farming and regulate the farming to the way that it's needed for those who can't provide themselves with vitamins. Somebody who lives in a first world developed countries, it's their choice to consume meat, but it's their choice also to consume some products with something that could, I don't know, not meat, like vitamins and probably everything like this.
So do you recognize that we don't need to consume animal products and that it is a choice?
I think it's mostly a choice when you're wealthy enough.
Well, would you be surprised to find out that actually there's been, I think I have 3 studies on my own, myself that I know, that the actually being vegan, and I myself can attest to it, that a plant-based diet is actually cheaper than an animal-based diet. It's because a lot of the times when you think about plant-based or vegan food, you think about mock meats and such, which are indeed more expensive. But the reality is that you don't eat that a lot of the times. Most of the times you eat pasta, rice, beans, lentils. Most of the food that you probably already eat is vegan if you think about it, right?
Yes, it
Bread.
is.
So all of these things, like let's say you would say price is for you a problem, right? Like, but let's say if it's 10% more expensive, do you think that that difference in price justifies taking the life of an animal?
Well, where I live, it's mostly higher than 10%, and obviously, but as I said, if it's like, it's more realistic than to become vegetarian first, than vegan, because vegetarian, as I know, it's only to stop consuming meat directly, fish or something. I don't know with fish classifies.
What do you think veganism is?
Veganism is don't consume any products that animal produces, like milk and eggs and a lot of other things. But vegetarian is I just don't know. Only meat and fish is forbidden, or meat, and that's all. I don't know.
So vegetarianism is a diet.
Yes.
Veganism is not a diet. Veganism is a moral philosophy that you say you're against the abuse, exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals, especially given that it's needless, that we don't need to do it, right? So
Yes.
being vegan, it's a moral principle. It's something that you say I oppose the idea of killing animals for me,
Well, I
since
guess
it's not needed.
like more profitable for everyone who is vegan to, like I don't know, uh, to populate, to like give awareness of vegetarianism. Firstly, because people are tend to be more aggressive when you try to tell them about your political beliefs and social.
It's not a political belief, is it?
Sociology, political sociology, something like this. In general, even it's about a question of I don't know. Human rights, animal rights, minorities' rights. Everyone it seems too pressed for their rights to be chosen for them. I don't know. For me, it's like better to promote this like like lifestyle, like a diet style, so it would seem I don't know less aggressive and more accepting and like add healthy benefits and blah blah blah. But the argument for people kill animals, they die while in death. It's mostly don't affect my generation because all I see in the comments is, wow, I ate such a tasty steak today, cry about it. So it's better to populate this idea through providing it as healthy and your choice and something like this. Yes.
Before, first of all, again, let me ask you: do you? It's not my view that I'm
Okay.
trying to put onto you.
All
Okay,
right,
let's just
right.
clear things up, right? My question to you,
Yes.
and we can end this conversation if that's not the case, is: are you against cruelty towards animals?
I am against cruelty
Okay,
to wild
so
animals.
then-
Yes.
My question to you is: if you're against cruelty to animals, do you think you can be against it while at the same time you pay for it? While you support a system that is inherently cruel towards animals?
Because it's the most like profitable way for me to survive.
So you're not against the cruelty towards animals. You're
I am
against
against,
it.
but-
You're against it only if you feel like it. Because if it's a bit more expensive, you say I'm okay with it, right?
I support the ways that we should transform farming to the more ethical way and just.
What's an ethical way of killing an animal?
Ethical way? It's like while it grows and it produces milk, we can collect it, but it dies of old age.
But you eat meat. You
Yes.
don't talk about milk. Talk about meat.
Okay.
So what is an ethical way of killing an animal?
An ethical way of killing an animal is the most painless one, and I don't like.
Even if it's needless. So would you say it's ethical for somebody to kill you painlessly?
I think that for us humans, sometimes it's needed to eat meat because there are no available resources outside of it. And if it's this situation, yes, I think it's right to kill some animal to survive because you can't provide survival any other way.
But there's plenty of science out there that says that we don't need it, that we can survive and thrive without it. And as you said, you can take some supplements. But let me ask you, do you think taking the supplements, would you take a supplement for yourself if it meant your health is better?
I think yes. It's if it
So
were.
why wouldn't you take a supplement to not kill animals?
I guess because I'm too used to consuming meat and I'm still not financially available to collect all the supplements. Like where I live, it's not really available to collect all the supplements in the.
It's just B12. There's just one supplement that you can, and B12, by the way, B12 is a vitamin that you normally comes from a bacteria that grows in the ground, but because of intensive agriculture, this bacteria doesn't grow as much in the ground. So cows or other animals are usually fed the B12 supplement themselves. So really, when you're getting B12 from animal products, you're getting it secondhand from them. Wouldn't it be easier to just get the B12 yourself, and then you also don't exploit and abuse animals?
Well, as I said, killing for survival is not an abuse.
But it's not
because-
survival, is it? It's choice. Because if we can't survive and thrive without it, then we choose for them to be killed. So it's not survival. So for survival, we might agree. I
Yes.
agree that if I'm on a deserted island, I might kill an animal, I might kill a human being even to
Yes.
survive. But this is not today's case, right? Today's case is that we have readily available vegan options and we have readily available options that kill and exploit animals. So the question is, do you want to pay for the ones that exploit animals, or do you want to pay for the ones that don't?
When we're talking about like some additional vitamins, the B2 one, I guess it's really hard to go full vegan in my country because mostly the vegetables and fruits here and like rice and everything it's like low
Where are you from?
calories. Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes.
Okay, if I give you some resources that would help you out towards being vegan and would help you out with absolutely all of the necessary vitamins and help you out within your budget.
It probably would work for me because mostly society is not really educated about it, so we need to promote it. But
But would you yourself choose to? Because we can promote, like you can choose to promote it, and that's awesome to do.
If it
but
makes me
first and
healthier.
foremost, it doesn't necessarily make you healthier. Your health would stay, let's say, the same. Maybe it could make you healthier, but let's say if your health stays at least the same, would you choose to not abuse animals?
yes, I would. If my like financial and researchable base was enough for me to go fully vegan and it won't cause any harm to my health, why not?
Yeah, but all of these ifs, you have to keep an open eye for them, right? Because like it's very easy to look in a supermarket and say meat is this price and plant-based meat is this price. Therefore, I will choose the meat because it's cheaper. It's very easy to do that. But as a whole of your diet, it might be that being vegan is cheaper because you don't choose dairy products, you don't choose a lot of other products, right? But either way, like let's say the whole idea is if you find a way to make it work, like if you really don't want to exploit animals, you find a way to not exploit animals, right? There's vegan people in Ukraine. I know some vegan people in
Yes.
Ukraine, right? So you can be vegan in Ukraine.
Yes,
And there's
you can.
vegan people who are not, like I'm not rich. I'm far from, I actually, since being vegan, my whole budget has gone down, right? So if your worry is about the budget, know that there are ways to go around it, to find ways to make it
I
work.
wish there were more educational resources about veganism because probably in my native language it's mostly like nothing about
Yeah.
like the nothing about the strategies of becoming vegan. There are vegan markets that like provide vegan food, but the price is really different.
I
to,
understand
yes.
what you mean. Yeah,
If somebody could just like I don't know, make vegan products more available and to show that this costs this and the whole budget it makes the same probably, that I would probably go vegan, but it's not enough resources and like variants to choose for me because mostly we have one or two vegan brands of food and so they have like a monopoly and they make prices however they want.
So okay, so let's just clear some things. So okay, so you're telling me that the status of your position is that you are against animal cruelty.
Yes.
And you would like to stop being cruel towards animals if you find a way that would work around your budget.
Yes.
Okay, if I will give you resources.
All right.
I'll give you some resources to look more into it. First of all, to get some more knowledge on the matter, right? I
Right.
think it's important that we know what we pay for. And second, to help you out with this. How do you feel? Do you like dogs?
I'm
Cats?
probably more of a cat person.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I'll give you some. Okay, I'll give it this cat.
All right. Thank you.
So let me just tell you real quick what you have there. So if you turn this page around here, right here, Challenge 22. It's a thing that if you subscribe to it, they will hook you up with a nutritionist to get the best nutrition. They send you recipes every day on how to be vegan, with vegan recipes, and they help you out with the budget also if you need to.
Wow.
If you scan this code or go on this website right here and type in this code, there's also personalized help. Somebody will log in with you on the Discord server and help you even further if you're having even more difficulties, okay?
Okay.
And all of it is free. It's all for the love of animals.
Yes.
If you scan this or go on this website and put in this code, there's a thing that I want you to watch. It's called The Most Important Speech You Will Ever Hear. It teaches you what happens in the animal agriculture. It's a speech held by a person at a university in the US. It's got a million views. It's on YouTube. It's a very good speech. It's like 30 minutes, the speech.
All right.
Just watch that to get to know what happens, and then you decide if you want to be part of it or not. How does that sound?
It sounds fine in theory, but personally, I think it's more like a rational decision that I made than moral one because mostly if you show people the videos of animal cruelty, they be like, and what, and what. Like,
It's not gruesome. It's not.
Yes,
It's just a
yes.
guy holding a speech and explaining
right.
explaining like how I explained to you that happens in the dairy
personally,
industry.
okay, the moral things that are supposed to convince people to go vegan are not working on me personally. But the rational ones about the budget, about how it's better for my health, it would work for me. So it's my advice to not to press morally because it's like anti-abortion thing. Like, the
But you do
baby
have
is-
some morality, right?
Yes,
that you follow.
I have some moralities, but pressing on emotional structure, it's like the embryo in your body is begging you to not kill it, and this mostly won't work on Generation Z. But the moral things like about the budget, about how easier it would be, about how much
Better
it would
for the
provide.
environment.
Yes, it would be like, yes, don't press emotionally, but instead, like, you need to press rationally, I guess.
So listen, for me,
Yes.
I'm the same. As you. I honestly became vegan not because of emotional reasons.
Yes.
I became vegan because of logical reasons. Because the way I see it, I wouldn't hurt a person. Why would I hurt an animal? It's as simple as that. Because animals feel pain. They experience the world around them just like us. They're sentient in that sense. If you were to ask me what I value most about my life, I would say also my sentience. The fact that I can feel emotions, the fact that I can experience the world around me. That's what I value out of my life, not my intelligence. I like my intelligence, but it's not. If I were to choose between losing my sentience or my intelligence, I would choose to lose my intelligence and keep my sentience. So in that sense, me knowing that sentience is what matters the most says, well, okay, then I shouldn't kill any sentient individual, and that includes all animals. Well, or all the animals that are sentient.
Well, I get your point. So, for me, it works a bit a different way. So I would choose rather intelligence, but this is a way to lure us into joining veganism because it's more of argument stuff. If you just, like you did just right now,
Yeah.
tell me some valuable reasons for budget and even provide help with picking a diet, yes, I think not only me but most people would turn vegan. So great job.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. I hope you look into it first of all, and
All right.
just if you feel like you don't want to be part of this violence towards animals, because it is a very violent industry. If you feel like you don't want to be part of that, it's just like any other social movement, right?
All right.
It's you just one person does make a difference eventually in the end, right? Because usually change trickles down, and even if it doesn't, it's still you yourself know that you're at least on the good side of it, right?
At least I will try.
At least you
Thank
will
you.
try. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Is this conversation going anywhere?
Yeah, it's actually we've been live. If you have this is my YouTube channel here, Vegan Power Lab,
Okay.
and I might cut it and put it online. Yeah, you were live already, so. But you did great. You did great. Don't worry. Yeah, you know, I learned she was young, and I learned that with young people. You guys want to try? I learned that with young people, it's usually that sometimes they don't think about morals because they don't have to. They've never their entire life had to. So I didn't. She said that morals don't matter to her. Hey, you want to try?
Yeah, yeah, give it a go.
Okay. So, what do you think about animals?
About the animals,
About animals, yes.
quite nice, cute.
What do you think about animal abuse?
Not so nice, not so beautiful.
would you say that you yourself are against animal abuse?
Yeah, probably.
What would you classify as abuse?
Or any form of mass production, not very. I think eating animals is in a way alright, but you have to do it in the right way.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
not killing them with pain or them being cautious about it, but just yeah.
I like it. So, well, my next question would have been, what do you think about the animals that we send into the slaughterhouse on our behalf? So, I see you touched upon that already. So, what do you think about the animals that that we force into slaughterhouses?
It's
for
not,
us?
yeah, well, I mean, if you just put yourself in the situation and you would ask yourself, like, would I like to swap? I think the clear answer would be no. So,
I like that,
well,
yeah.
and if you just put it in that way, then why should you proceed something that you wouldn't like to do as well or see yourself in?
I like that. Okay, so if you're against it, do you think you can be against it while at the same time support it by paying financially for it, by paying for it?
You mean in ways that you would purchase meat
Yeah,
at
exactly,
Albert
yes.
Heijn and,
Yeah.
and co. So if the question aims at whether you can still eat meat without supporting pain in animals,
Yeah.
I think yes you can, but then you have to find the right sorcerers.
Okay.
I mean, any kind of death is connected to pain, but I think that's how it is. The natural circle would be also in the animal environment. So I think that basically would be alright. I think you can consider whether it's good to buy very cheap meat, which, I mean, the cheap costs just come by sending them to the slaughterhouse. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. But think of alternative ways to get your meat, maybe reduce the amount of meat you're eating and try to make an impact, or just at least reflect on what your behavior has an impact on animal life.
But I like that you touched upon one thing. You said you wouldn't like it if it were done to you, right? So would you yourself like it if somebody killed you, let's say painlessly? Would you be okay with that? Would you think that's
No,
an
sure,
okay act?
no, sure, I wouldn't be, and
No,
I
you
I
sure
would try
wouldn't be,
to,
right?
but I would try to defeat myself. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was going to the natural
defend
environment.
yourself,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I think there's always been, well, it's at the point where my English lacks a bit, but you have this concept in biology where it's about hunter and what is the other part? Just the
Gatherer.
hunters. Yeah, hunters
Yeah.
and gatherer, and I think in this environment at least it's a fair chance that animals stand to defend themselves, right? And
Yeah,
then
but
it's a bit-
none of them have this chance, do they? Right?
Yeah,
When we pay
that-
for
that-
when we
that's
pay for an
sure.
animal product in the supermarket, all of these
That's
animals
sure, yeah.
are forced into slaughterhouses, and they don't get a chance to defend themselves, do they?
Yeah, well, it's a good argument. That's true. I don't know how to, in a way, like if you send them painlessly into death.
But
Yeah,
so
it's
first of
better,
all,
yeah.
I don't. First of all, none of them are painless, right? All of them get afraid. You know, all these animals, they have big noses. They smell. When they go into a slaughterhouse, they already know that what's going to happen. You can see it. There's so much footage online that you can see that they're already sad. They already know that fuck, they're gonna be killed, right? They hear the screams, they smell the blood, and they're already scared. They know what's going to happen to them, so it's not painless in any way. It's not. They're emotionally abused in that place, and then they get abused by being killed. They have their throat cut. Sometimes they use a bolt gun, like normally, for example, for a cow. Yeah, but the bolt gun doesn't always work perfectly, and the bolt gun isn't for the animal, but it's for the safety of the workers there. So it's none of it is painless, none of it is nice, none of it is good for the animal. All of it is for us. And do you think we need to consume animal products?
I think in a way, yeah. I think there's a certain extent.
Do you guys need it?
Just 5 more minutes?
I don't think we have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't think you have 5
We don't
minutes?
have a minute. I might come to the closing argument. I think, yeah, I think biologically we could substitute like animal products.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
a way.
we can
and
survive and thrive without
and
it.
I think we can go that way. And I think it's a good one.
Well, what is keeping you from going that way?
What's keeping? I'm doing. I'm not vegan. I consume animal products as well. I'm vegetarian. So because I'm not a friend
Perfect.
of the
Let me
whole
tell you
idea.
what the dairy. Do you know about the dairy industry at all? Anything?
The dairy industry. Yeah, I think this is not taking longer than 5 minutes to talk about that. But my closing argument would be like, I mean, everyone has to go on from the south. We are living in an environment where we can all choose what we want to do. I think it's great if we reflect on the impact our actions have, and that we deal with it, that we confront ourselves with it. But I think I think it's good that we show people what is happening, what's actually going on.
I know you have to go. I'm sorry, I'll
great,
interrupt you. I know you have to go. I just want to. So I know you're right about the choices. We all should be free to make our own choices, right? But some of the choices infringe on somebody else's choices, right? For example, our choice to eat meat or to consume dairy products, it infringes on the choices of animals, infringes on their lives, right? So those animals are not free. Those animals are being exploited and abused because we choose to do so. If I choose to do something that will exploit humans or animals, I don't think it should be a choice. I don't think it should be something that we should be allowed to do, because a choice is also, for me, to go around punching people on the street is a choice, but it's not something that I should be doing.
You're also wearing card shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's fairly produced.
I don't know. I got this as a present. Is it not?
Yeah, okay.
Is it not good?
I don't know. I don't know. To be fair,
Okay.
I think it's really if you're really very consequential about it. I think it's all where we can take a step back and where we can do something that is actually. It's better for the whole world.
The difference is that with animal products is that you have readily available options.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right
true.
that we should be improving on everything, and this is true.
But I think this
the
is happening. I think it's happening as well. If you look at Albert Heijn today, I've been here 10 years ago, and I think there wasn't a single shelf for vegetarian substitutes. I think now there are lots. So I think there is a way. And
I'll just tell you about the dairy industry, and you go, okay? And I'll let you go. That's it. That's it. Just this, okay?
Okay.
So cows get forcefully impregnated, right? They have their babies taken from them afterwards because the baby has to go for human consumption. If the baby is a male, they get slaughtered. If the baby is a female, they get put into the same cycle as their mothers. And after 8 years, they all get slaughtered. And they can live up to 20 years. Is there any difference between meat and dairy if both of them kill the animals?
Well, that's another point to discuss. Unfortunately, I don't have any more
Okay, let me
time
just
for
give
that.
you some resources, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I will take that.
Scan this and watch the most important speech you'll ever hear.
All right, yeah. Thank you very much.
It will teach you about
Take care.
animal agriculture,
Yeah.
okay? You gonna promise me you're gonna watch that?
I'll promise I'll watch
What's your
that.
name?
Take care, Paul.
Paul, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Paul.
Pleasure.
You seem
Pleasure
an like an intelligent person. Just
thank
know
God.
what you pay for, and then you decide if you want to pay for it, okay?
So we do, yeah.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Have a good
mate.
one.
Bye bye.
You really had to go, yeah. Oh, hey, Sky. Nice to see you in the chat. Yeah, it's a different area, Sky. I moved somewhere where it's a lot of people here, and I'm holding the social experiment sign, but I forgot to print my paper where I have all of these questions on them, so I'm just asking people what they think about animals. So, let's see. You guys want to have a conversation? Some people are curious. My battery is at 30%. Let's hope it keeps for another conversation. Europe is so clean and tidy. Yeah, Amsterdam is pretty clean and tidy, it's true. You guys want to have a conversation with me? Sure? Ah, nice. Love it.
What kind of conversation?
I just ask you some questions. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not your enemy here or anything. What's your name, by the way?
Nadia?
Nadia. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Nadia. So, okay, so what do you think about animals?
I love them.
You love them. Okay, what about animal abuse?
Hate it.
You hate it. Okay, what would you classify as animal abuse?
A lot of things.
I would-
Hurting an animal, I guess.
Yeah, I would say mental or physical harm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and my final question about it, and I'm not trying to catch up on this because I used to pay for it too, I used to be part of it. What do you think about the animals that we sent into the slaughterhouse for us? Do you think that's abuse?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and you yourself, do you think you can be against it while at the same time you pay for it?
Yes.
You think you can?
It's possible.
It's
yes.
possible. Do you think there's no contradiction there?
Yeah. There's
There is a
contradiction.
contradiction
yeah,
there?
for
Okay.
Sure, but it's still possible. yeah.
Okay, it's still possible. No, okay, yeah, that's a good one. It's still possible. Okay, but the contradiction there, what do you, how do you feel? Why would you call this person who is contradictory in saying morally I oppose something and then I still participate in it?
I think it's human because I think
It's
we all
human.
do that in different parts of our lives, anyways.
Okay.
I have I think we do that in a lot of different areas. So.
Okay, do you know what veganism is?
Yeah.
What can you walk me through it?
Well, not eating animals and not wearing animal skin, I guess.
Yeah. So veganism is about opposing cruelty, exploitation, everything. We believe animals should be free, basically. We believe that animals should have the right to their own life and their own body.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then you're halfway there. You just gotta follow through. That's all it is. Being vegan means you believe this and then you follow through.
I've been vegan at times in my life.
Do you mean when you say you've been vegans at times in your life, do you mean like that at times in your life you believe that animals should have the right to their own life, but then you didn't anymore?
No, I've always believed that, but I think I've acted on it at times and
okay,
not at
okay.
other times.
Okay, I like that. And what is keeping you from acting on it right now?
I guess there's so many things that you have to think about all the time to act right in so many different areas. It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Health.
It can be harder to be healthy.
Okay. But I'm gonna throw some hypotheticals out there. Do you like dogs?
Sure.
Okay. Would you kill dogs to eat them?
No.
Okay. So then, what is the difference, the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow that says it's okay to kill one but not the other?
Nothing. It's
Nothing.
not. No, it's not okay.
Nothing. Okay. Okay. So then let me ask you here, because you said health and convenience, right? Let's say in the supermarket, the only thing you can find from now on is dog meat. Would you still buy it? Or would you find a
I
raw
think
way?
at first I would find it very difficult, but I think if that was the new standard, yeah, I would probably. After a while, yeah.
Okay. Even if you had a lot of vegan options readily available.
Oh, no, I think that would be like should I turn vegan now? Yeah, maybe.
No. Okay. Okay. So that's your baseline when the dogs are being.
Yeah, because it would create some kind of emotion at that point if that change were to happen. If I saw it like, yeah, oh my God, only dogs. Yeah, maybe I should go vegan. But also, I can't say that I would stay vegan either. I don't know.
Okay.
It's very difficult to be hypothetical about it.
Okay, but do you think any of these things, convenience, and let's say you can be healthy because you can be healthy and thriving on a plant-based diet. If you
Yeah.
can be healthy and thriving on a plant-based diet, then the only thing that's holding you back is convenience, right? But do you think that convenience is a good enough justifier to kill an animal to take their own life?
In a perfect world, no.
Okay.
Uh,
But
yeah.
for yourself, right? Because I can't speak to everybody, so
Yeah, I guess it is because that's how I'm living my life. So
you guess it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say the same thing about a dog?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Not sure. So do
No.
you know what the person, when you discriminate on somebody based on species, do you know what that is called?
No.
It's a speciesist. It's a form of discrimination. It means you discriminate based on somebody. Do you think that the dog who's born into the body of a dog is to them life that much different than the the cow that was born in the body of a cow? Do you think they experience the reality in a different way or different
No.
enough that warrants killing one, not the other?
No, for sure not. I honestly I value them the same. It's just I think because you have more interaction with dogs, you create a bond, an emotional connection, and it just makes the feeling different. But like it's the same.
It's the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what would incentivize you to go vegan? Let me ask it in a different way. What would incentivize you to go vegan? To stop abusing animals.
If it was more convenient and fulfilling, like taste-wise, cultural-wise, yeah, convenience, I guess.
Convenience. Okay. So only if it were more convenient. Where do you live?
Here in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam. Oh, I mean, it's extremely convenient to be vegan here. It would be you would have to really go out of your way to say that it's not convenient to be vegan here. When you go into the supermarket, I believe I counted 150 options, just mock meats.
Yeah.
But then there's also vegan cheeses. There's so many options, and there's pasta, rice, beans, lentils. There's plenty of options now. You can't say
sure.
that it's not convenient here.
Yeah, for sure.
So then, what is keeping you right now?
It's not as tasty. It doesn't make me feel fulfilled to only eat vegan food.
Okay, so it's not as tasty. Taste is a sensory pleasure, right? Do you think we can justify doing whatever we want to animals for pleasure? No.
No. There's a lot of things in my life I can't justify by logic.
Yeah, but do you think
I'm
you-
not a
do-
logical being 100%?
And that's okay, right? But don't you think that when the lack of logic or when the lack of thinking about it, or I don't know how you want to put it, or what's happening right there, but don't you think that when this is happening and there's victims on the other side because of you, don't you think you should have the responsibility to at least think about it, to do your research and to not participate into it if you don't want to be part of it?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Okay.
But I think it's everyone's choice, and I think you cannot be perfect all the time in your life. I think people go in and out of veganism is very normal because at times in your life when you have a lot of other things to think about, maybe it's not your priority at that time, and other times it can be your priority.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be your priority, right? You just when you 3 times per day you make this choice because 3 times per day you eat, right? When you make a choice, it doesn't have to be your priority, that choice. You don't have to think about it for a week in advance what you're going to eat in that particular choice, right? You just have to, when you're there, to choose the option that doesn't exploit animals.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that you have to think about. It's just I just don't want to exploit animals. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. For some people, I guess it's that easy.
Yeah, but I would say also for you because you live in a city where it's pretty easy to be vegan. It's in a city where readily available
like
options.
to have that mindset.
To have that mindset,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. And do you in yourself understand the responsibility that you have in the matter that animals are going into slaughterhouses and dying because you choose selfishly to put them there?
Yeah, I understand that.
You understand that?
Yeah.
And you're okay with abusing animals?
I guess I am because yeah. I guess I am.
Would you be okay wearing a label called animal abuser?
Um,
I'm just trying to push to see where it. I am trying to break you here. You know, I'm trying to push you and break you because I don't think you are. I don't think you are, and that's why I'm saying all this because I wanna help you out to be vegan, but you seem to try
I
to find
don't-
reasons not to be.
I don't think you're gonna convince me. So
I'm not trying to convince you to be vegan. I'm just trying to convince you that if you say you're against it, you should not participate in it. I'm not here convincing people about things that they don't believe in. You say you believe that animal abuse is wrong, then stop abusing animals. It's as easy as that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep going now.
Okay. Have a good one.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
To listen to you. Yeah.
Have a good one. Yeah. I tried to push a bit more. I tried, when I get people like this who really don't care, I just try to push them more, and I don't know where it gets them, I hopefully it gets them somewhere. Um, my battery is running out. I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes, and if nobody stops, then I'm gonna close the stream. But let's see. Maybe somebody else would stop. I see there's a lot of people in here. I hope everybody who's viewing this gets a chance to be vegan. I hope you realize that you can be vegan. She was saying it's inconvenient to be vegan in Amsterdam. That's such a cop out. Even she laughed when she said that. It's so easy to be vegan here. Who's saying that? Come on, let's face it. It's just yeah. In your face, in your face. Just do not push people, says Ali. Yeah, you know, I mean, I told her specifically, and from now on I will tell people specifically what my intent is. And you want to try? Yeah, sure. Okay, can you come a bit closer so that the?
Oh, it's on the camera.
It's on the camera, yeah. Come on, don't be afraid that it won't bite. Okay, so how do you feel about animals?
Wat vinden we van dieren? Leuk. We like animals?
We like animals. How about animal abuse?
Of course, we dislike
Oh,
animal
we dislike
abuse,
it.
yes.
Okay. What would you consider as animal abuse? What did you classify it?
A lot of things are animal abuse when they're used for dierenproef. I don't know I forgot the English word. When somebody doesn't take care of its pet, it's animal abuse. When they're used for meat, it's animal abuse. When they're used for milk, it's animal abuse.
Oh,
So-
you already touched upon this. Okay, because that was where I was going to.
Okay.
Milk. Okay. So how do you feel about that? About milk and
This is oats, so.
This is oats. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you vegan yourself?
No, I'm not.
What do you think veganism is?
Sorry?
What do you think veganism is?
I think it's good. So, yeah, no, we're always going that way, and then we're weak again.
Yeah.
And
So let me just explain in a short. So being vegan means you oppose the cruelty, abuse, and slaughter of animals,
Yes.
especially given that it's needless, right?
Yes.
And then you just follow through with it. Does that speak to you?
yes,
It sounds like you should be vegan then.
yeah, I should be.
Yeah. So
I know
what
I
is
should be.
so what is holding you back?
Yeah,
Maybe I
don't
can
have
help
a good
you. That's why.
excuse.
You don't have a good excuse.
No, it's sometimes harder to find the right things to cook when
Yeah.
it has to be vegan.
I
That's what
understand that.
Yeah.
Do you live here in Amsterdam?
We used to, but now we live in Hilversum.
Oh, okay, but still Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a lot of options in the
Yeah,
supermarket.
it's true.
Okay. How
So
about?
we use a lot of options already, like oat milk. We only use oat milk, and we on bread we only use the vegan options for meat.
Cheese,
things
how
and-
about cheese and stuff?
Yeah, cheese is it's a harder part because we haven't
Yeah.
found the good one yet.
Do you know what happens for in the dairy industry, for example? Are you aware about the
Yes,
practices?
that's why it's bad. Because I know and I still eat it. I
Can
think
you
it's
walk me
even
through
worse
it? I just want to be sure that you're informed. That's all it is. Can you walk me through what's happening in the dairy industry?
from the start. Like the cow is raped to get pregnant.
I like
and,
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like that you know that. I'm sorry, not I
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I
Obviously,
think
don't
it's
like
bad that I know and I still
Yeah.
eat cheese because
Yeah.
milk I don't use milk, but I do eat cheese. So then the cow is pregnant and then gets a calf, and then the calf is taken away from the cow.
Both
so
of them. Yeah, regardless if they're male or female, they get taken away.
Yeah, to get taken away, and the females they get killed because we don't want them because they don't produce milk,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh, you
And
seem to
then-
know it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I can give you some advice, if you're having difficulty committing, I would say don't be afraid of commitment. Just take it one day at a time. And if at some point you realize you don't crave it again, just don't buy it again.
Yeah.
And cheeses in the supermarket, I think nowadays there's more and more vegan cheeses. So
True.
maybe
yeah.
you should just give them a try. I don't know.
Yeah, we should, but we eat things like halloumi, and I haven't found the right.
There's vegan halloumi. If you go to
Is
Jumbo,
there?
there is vegan halloumi.
Okay,
I think so. I
should
think
check
in
that
Jumbo,
out.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think like especially when you have children, you know, I talk to a lot of people who tell me the biggest reason why they're not vegan is because they've been grew up that way, because they've been put into the system. So I think that when you have children, if you ask me, I believe that you have even more of a responsibility to try to be vegan so that your kids eventually decide for themselves if they want to participate in it or not be forced into a system of exploitation and abuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like you're very open-minded. I don't know what to tell you because you seem to be
Yeah,
open-minded.
I know, but I think it's worse that I still do eat. I don't eat it daily,
Yeah,
but I still do use it to cook,
yeah.
and I know how bad it is. So I think it's worse than when you're ignorant and you don't know.
Let me give you. I'll give you some resources. Do you know? Do you guys like dogs or cats? Well, which one do they like?
We have 2 cats.
2 cats. Okay, then I'll give you one with the cats because I make these cards and. So let me just tell you real quick on this card. This thing called Challenge 22.
Yeah.
There's also a thing called Vegan Challenge, which is similar to this one. That's for especially for Netherlands.
Yeah.
They send you recipes every day and try to hook you up with a nutritionist. Maybe that's something that you would find helpful towards towards getting more recipes.
It totally looks like our cats. That's
Ah,
what I
really?
showed.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's spot on. Okay, nice.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you already know about everything that's happening, I would have said if you scan this code or go on this website and type in this code, there's a thing called the most important speech you'll ever hear. It teaches you about the animal agriculture, about eggs, about all of it.
Yeah.
It's not gruesome content, so you can watch it if you want. I think you can even watch it with your kids to learn about what's happening in the industry. And then you get to decide if you want to participate in it. I think you don't want to participate in it. I think it's just a bit of a difficult or a bit of a habit, right? And that's why it's called Challenge 22 because it takes 22 days for a person to change a habit. So they send you 22 days. They hook you up with a nutritionist. And also on this website right here, if you scan this or go on this, there's also personalized help. Somebody will look in with Discord server and help you even further if you need more help.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, and
Alright.
try to live vegan. That's what we're going for. Have a good one. Okay, my battery is rapidly running out, and I think I'm gonna stop. Thank you everybody for being here. Yeah, she was already aware about all the stuff that was happening. I think you heard her. She just didn't know. She said she wants to do it, but she doesn't know how. It's difficult for her with the cheese and stuff. I tried to give her some tips, but in the end, I can only give her resources, and right, there's nothing you can do when the people are at that stage, and I didn't really want to push her harder. I told her about her kids, and I think a lot of the times when their parents, they get a bit more of an incentive to act because they understand that they don't want their kids to be part of the same system that they've been part of, that it's so difficult to get away from. So maybe they shouldn't be putting their kids in the same system since they themselves don't want to be part of, right? So that's kind of what I was going for. Yeah, I see Jordan Banger says he loves seeing pigs scream. Good for you. Maybe you should go to work in a slaughterhouse if you like them being screaming so far. And you don't have to be here. Not everybody should be vegan if they believe. If you're an animal abuser, that's fine. Jordan, you seem like an animal abuser, so I would say don't abuse animals, but nothing you can do. If you're an animal abuser, you're an animal abuser. So I'm not going to get sucked up into that discussion. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm going to drop off because the battery is running out. I wanted today to show you, I had another video planned that was a bit more fun, but I didn't really like how I filmed it, so I'll film it some other time. And thank you for being here. If you have any comments on what to make a video of, I understood that the first conversation was good. I'm going to make a video out of that. If you have suggestions of what to make videos, of what to make shorts out of, just drop them in the comment, drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Even if you're not vegan, subscribe. I have these conversations with people. I just want people to get more informed. So even if you're not vegan, just subscribe to get more informed. That's all it is. You get informed, and if you wanna participate in it, and there's nothing. I can't police you with that. But if you don't want to participate in it, that maybe you should stop. Right? That's all it is. That's what veganism is. It's a choice whether you want to participate in it or not. I personally believe it should be a moral obligation, but that's my own belief, right? If you yourself believe that it's okay to abuse animals, nothing I can do to change your mind, right? But just be honest with yourself. Do you really think it's okay to abuse animals? Just be honest with yourself, okay? So, thank you everybody for being here. My phone keeps screaming that battery is running out. I'm gonna close the stream. I wish you an awesome Saturday. I hope Anybody who is a vegan, go out there, speak on behalf of the animals. You see, it's sometimes you can have a bit more fun conversations. I winged it a bit. Sometimes you have good conversations, sometimes you have bad conversations, but nothing bad can happen. You see, some seeds were planted. Some people may go further. Some people may choose more vegan options. So in the end, we all win. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. Kindly, I'm sorry I couldn't really participate in the chat, but I was busy with this. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? I might do some live outreach also tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.